Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. I hope you all are doing well out there, enjoying your day, doing something positive with your day. Yes, we're back at it again. We got more stories for you guys to talk about. A lot of craziness going on, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that you guys are doing well, you know what I'm saying? And also, I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation that we had last night on our night show. We had my boy Nico Smith back in the house again to chop it up and talk about a whole bunch of stuff. And I really enjoyed having the conversation with you guys, just talking about things that are going on in the world. You know what I mean? And just being able to let loose and just kind of laugh a little bit. You feel me? So, again, hopefully you guys are all doing well out there. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. I am going to be on for a short while today, unfortunately. So I'm just coming to you guys with these two random stories. One that's very devastating, and another one that's just, I don't know, just keeps getting added into this circus of ridiculousness, in my personal opinion. But you see the title down below. We're going to get into some things, y'all. We're going to go and get into some conversations today. So please do not forget to hit that like button down below. Send those likes all the way up as you guys start to file in to the show. Like I said, there's a lot going on out here. I mean, there's Elon Musk putting out an offer to buy out Twitter altogether. There's like I said, there's the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation going on with the trial. I mean, it's absolutely insane, the amount of stuff that's going on all at the same time. And I do have to say something about this Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, which I will say here in a little bit. But be sure to hit that like button down below. Send those likes all the way up. Give all the positivity and the love that you can. I'd really, really appreciate it. And also, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. All right, working our way towards 100,000 subscribers, and it would be really great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, we got to get into some stories, okay? Like I said, I'm not going to be on for a very long time, but we're going to be here for a good time, okay? Informative and hopefully a good time at some point in the show. We do have this very sad story going out of Michigan, and that we got to talk about. Again, another thing going on in Michigan, y'all. What's up with Michigan and PD? Law enforcement over there. I don't know what the hell is going on, but this is some really devastating stuff. We got to talk about this here very, very soon. But first, before we go into any of those things, I just wanted to say I wanted to talk about this poll that I put out just the other day, asking you guys, hey, do you guys want me to cover the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, all that stuff? Now, I saw that 56% of you, as of the recording of this show right now, let me just look at that one more again real quick, just to make sure, because I don't want to quote something and then find out that I'm completely and utterly wrong. But 55% of you guys said yes, that you'd like me to cover the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. Now, and I've read all your comments, every single last one of y'all's comments, and every single one of y'all said, like, hey, yes. Some people are like, yes, I'd love for you to cover it. I'd love for you to do this, that, and the third, and talk about it, so on and so forth. Yes, I will be covering and talking about things that are revolving around the case and around the trial. But I will not be doing sit down watching 7 hours of an entire trial. I just won't do it. I will give you guys the bullets. I'll give you guys the salacious things, the big moments in the courtroom, or the big moments that happen inside that courtroom. But I will not be doing let's do a watch party where we sit for 7 hours. Unfortunately, I just don't have that kind of time where I can dedicate 7 hours of just watching a full thing. Okay. But I will hit the big hits, right? If something big and huge happens, I will talk about it for sure. I will cover those things, but I will not, again, nor do I even have the time, but I will not sit there and watch an entire trial. If it's like, oh, verdict day, and we're waiting to hear the actual answer of who's going to win this, who's going to win this multi-million dollar defamation lawsuit, yes, we will watch that most likely when we get to the ultimate, right, to the final moment. But as far as everything else, man, this trial could last. We don't even know how long this trial lasts for, y'all. This thing could last forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever. You never know. So I'm going to wait. But there are some big things, big movements and things that have happened throughout the trial over the past 2 days. Now, they're in trial day number 3 right now. But in the past two days, a lot of stuff has gone down. Okay? So I will be covering those things soon. Very, very soon. But you won't see me actually live streaming the entire trial. Ain't nobody got time for that. Unfortunately, I just don't got the time. Okay? So I just wanted to let you guys know, and I appreciate everybody voting, putting in the time, putting in the information and all that stuff. Okay? But we got to get into some stories here. Okay? One of them, just real quick, I don't have an article for this, but it's just something that's been trending like crazy, and it all revolves around Elon Musk. And if you don't know who Elon Musk is, then you've been sleeping in a cave. But Elon Musk is a multi-millionaire, billionaire. Sorry, he owns Tesla. He's got ships flying out of space. He's got a whole thing that he's trying to do in Mars. He's trying to colonize Mars. Like, he's got this dream of actually making that kind of thing happen. It's very, very interesting. But what's interesting about this man here is that he has just recently dropped a huge offer to buy Twitter, of all things. Huge offer. Let me I'm just trying to find the article that I saw. Okay. I'm just going to show you this. F it. I'm just going to show it to you guys. Okay. I'm just going to show you this article. It'll be quick because I know that people are really talking the hell out of this. Talking the hell out of this situation big time. So not surprised, but let's take a look at this. So Twitter, like, he made an offer of $41 billion. Okay, so Twitter board will meet at 1 p.m. today. I don't know if I'm assuming that's Eastern Standard Time, but they will meet at 1 p.m. today to carefully review Elon Musk's $41 billion hostile takeover bid to take company private, as he cheekily slips in 420 pot joke with his 54.20 per dollar per share offer. So Musk on Wednesday night sent a letter to Twitter offering to take the company private for $41 billion. $41 billion, y'all. Damn. Okay. He called it his best and final offer, and also insisted, I'm not playing the back and forth game. Interesting, right? Homeboy is ready to come in here and take full control. He wants it all. He wants all of the twits. Now, I remember back in the day, real quick, people were sitting there going, when he first bought 9% shares, okay, into the company, people got really excited because, well, some people, a good corner of the world, let's just say, got really excited because they were sitting there going, oh, maybe him having control over the shares, having control, right? Having more shares than the average bear on Twitter, maybe he'll relinquish the sanctions, I guess, the ban that Trump has been under for the past year or so. Okay. But now he is full on wanting to take over. He wants the whole damn thing. He wants it. He wants all of it. All of it, y'all, which is absolutely crazy. So, Twitter's board of directors is meeting Thursday morning and says it will carefully review the proposal. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on real quick. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Now we can see everything. Okay. So, whoops. Sorry, guys. So then offer represents a 38% premium to the closing price of Twitter's stock on April 1st, but it's below last year's highs. Musk currently owns more than 9% of Twitter's stock and recently turned down a board seat. Maybe because he wanted to take over. He wants to do a full-on. People were predicting this. They're saying, "Hey, he took down. He refused to take a board seat. Maybe it's because he wants to take over the actual company, take over the app, all of it." So, okay, of course, also because of this news, shares of Twitter jumped 5.6% at the opening bell Thursday to $48.40 below Musk's offer price. It indicated that the market remains skeptical that Musk's takeover bid will be successful. He also has amassed over 80 million Twitter followers since joining the site in 2009. Obviously, he's somebody who is doing a whole lot of stuff that's changing the world. You know what I'm saying? Tesla and this pilgrimage out to Mars and all this stuff, right? SpaceX and all these crazy things that he's involved with. Yes, people are going to watch him because he's doing some serious stuff. Now that he wants to possibly take over Twitter by putting out a bid or, putting out an offer, let's just say that, for $41 billion. That's huge, y'all. Now, I'm wondering if Twitter's sitting there going, this looks tasty. This looks mighty tasty to me. So we'll see what happens here with this situation. But it's wild, y'all. It's absolutely wild. I mean, he also has been making jokes online about saying, hey, basically saying it'll be a land of freedom again. Like the app will fully embrace freedom of speech and all that stuff, right? So it'll be interesting, and I wonder what you guys are, what your thoughts are on this. So keep the comments down below. Are you with Elon Musk taking over Twitter or no? Because I feel like in my mind I'm going, okay, what will he do? What could he contribute to Twitter that's going to be something good for what good can he add to Twitter aside from maybe saying, hey, freedom of speech and so on and so forth. We're not going to allow this. We're not going to allow that. We're going to embrace this and we're going to not embrace that. Like, sure. You know what I'm saying? But what else? What else could he add to Twitter? What, turn it into the next YouTube or something? You see what I'm saying? Like, what could he do to the app to make it that much more better? That's what I'd like to know. And I also wonder what his motives are. Why is he taking over? Why does he have a sudden need to take over Twitter, of all things, when he's got all these other things? Unless he just wants to have his name on everything, like Musk on everything. You know what I mean? Elon on everything. You see what I'm saying? But it's interesting. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see here. I got a comment here, but it's something completely left turn or back to what I was saying earlier. I'm so sorry for disagreeing with you on the Johnny Depp trial. After listening to most of the testimony, I have to agree with you. Amber is crazy as a fuck. Thank you. Yes. I mean, when we talk, we will talk about that. We will talk about it for sure. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. I definitely would love to relive because I know that she was on the stand yesterday. I think she took the stand yesterday Like, I'd love to sit through that and watch it with y'all and just kind of look at it and go, what the F? You know what I'm saying? And I have not gotten a chance to see that yet. But I guarantee you, we will be talking about it. We will be looking at the big hits and all that. Just not on this particular show today. Most likely later on this evening, I will be looking at looking at certain big moments in the trial and all that, and we will watch those things together as a family. And we can come and we can see, like, first one didn't agree with me in the very beginning, like she said. She didn't agree with me. She did not agree with me about Amber Heard. But then you go and see her in action. Yeah, she a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm sorry. But people forget those things because at least they think she is aesthetically good looking, right? So they forget about that because you get lost in the beauty, lost in the visage of this girl, which I do not find her attractive at all. I still don't know why she has a career, but that's just me, though. Okay, that's just me. To each their own. Beauty is in the eye of the rest. Okay, but we will be talking about that in great detail, most likely tonight. So be ready for that, and I will be opening up the phone lines and all that. We'll be talking about all the things that have happened from the first day all the way up to today, all the big hits and all that stuff. So we will be going into detail into that as well. But anyway, we got to go into one of our main topics, and this one's not so great. This is not a great story, and this revolves around the story of a man named Patrick Lyoya. Lyoya. Okay. This man is 26 years old, and he was unalived by the hands of a police officer. Actually, this police officer ended up opening fire on this man, point blank range, in the back of his head. Now, I've heard this kind of story before. I keep saying, all the time, over and over and over again, whenever we talk about a hashtag, such and such name, justice for such and such, and it has to do with a black man or woman, a person of color, dying at the hands of the police, it's always a tale as old as time. It is over and over and over and over again. And it's devastating that we have to have these stories, these things unfold all the time. And then again, in Michigan, this is in Michigan. Like, I just... in Michigan. Now, the thing is I didn't get a chance to do this. I feel like I should do this out of respect to this young man and his family and all that, because I can't really show you guys the footage. I could show you guys the footage up to a certain point, but I can't actually show you guys the footage. You feel me? It's way too graphic. It's way too devastating to watch. But I do want to show you guys at least this man's face. And this is the body cam footage, a still from the body cam footage. But this is Patrick right here, 26-year-old Patrick Lyoya. This man was unalived and taken. His life was taken on April 4th. By a police officer in Grand Rapids, Michigan, after a struggle in which the two men appeared to be fighting over the officer's taser. Now, the way I see it, the way I saw this footage, is a wee bit different. I didn't see a man fighting over the taser. I saw a man who was trying to, he was just holding it down. I didn't see him trying to take anything. I saw him trying to hold it down, push it down so it wouldn't hit him, the taser. Doesn't mean that that's justified. Doesn't mean that what Patrick did, that move, was a smart move. I'm not saying that at all. Okay? He shouldn't have done that. Period. You know what? Before we get into my 2 cents about this, let's get into this article. Okay, let's do it. So, as I already said, Patrick Lyoya, it's a black man who was pulled over for a traffic stop, was released. This is a video, of course. The video was released yesterday. Now, Lyoya was 26 years old. He was unalived on April 4th by a police officer in Grand Rapids, Michigan, after a struggle in which the two men appeared to be fighting over the officer's taser. Hold on. The video was released by the Grand Rapids Police Department, included the officer's body-worn camera, the dash cam from the police officer's car, surveillance video from a house across the street, and a cell phone video that was captured by the passenger in the car. The moments just prior to the actual shooting, moments just prior to the shooting are difficult to discern, as the body-worn camera had been deactivated. The surveillance video is from a considerable distance, and the cell phone is often pointed to the ground instead of pointed towards the officer and Patrick. However, the two men appear to be struggling over the officer's taser at certain points in the video, or in the videos. And there's many different versions of this. They have stitched things together to make it kind of, you could see different angles, and it flows pretty decently. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like it's literally a timeline of, okay, here's an angle right here because the body cam footage goes out, or he's in close proximity. His chest is up against, let's just say, Patrick's back, so it just goes dark, or you just see sweater, so it cuts to a different angle so you can see things as well. Now, the other thing is, though, too, this footage right here that we're looking at right here, this ish right here, y'all, is Patrick Lyoya's friend that was in the car. So this is the cell phone footage, and in my personal opinion, it caught everything it needed to catch. I'm sorry. It caught everything it needed to catch. So the way that they're saying, oh, well, it wasn't really seen, you couldn't really see things. No, you could see everything. You see it. You see everything. And it's sad, okay? In the videos, the officer, who is white, pulls Lyoya over for driving with mismatched plates. Patrick gets out of his car, and the officer, who was not identified, immediately tells him to stay in the car. Lyoya remains outside of the car and shuts the door. The officer asks if Lyoya speaks English, and for his license several times. Lyoya tells him the license is in the car. The officer then instructs Lyoya to go get it. This is all important information here, guys. So Patrick Lyoya appears to then ask a passenger to get the license, but the passenger seems to not know where it is. As Lyoya tries to walk to the passenger side of the car, the officer tells him to stop and grabs him. After a short struggle, Lyoya manages to get free, and a foot chase ensues. The officer tackles Lyoya on a nearby lawn, and the two men struggle on the ground for an extended period of time as the officer repeatedly tells Lyoya to stop. The officer appears to briefly subdue Lyoya, and the two stand up. However, the struggle then continues. At some point, although it is not clear exactly when due to the close proximity of the struggle and the poor camera quality from the surveillance video across the street, the officer takes out his taser. He can be heard firing it twice. But according to Cedar Rapids Police Chief Winstrom, the taser missed Lyoya both times. The two continued to struggle, and at certain moments, it appears that both men have hands on the weapon. The two men fall onto the ground again as the officer repeatedly tells Patrick to let go of the taser. At one point, the passenger can be heard saying like that Lyoya isn't touching the taser, which was not true. I'm just going to let you know. This is not true. He had his hands, you could see in the footage. He had his hand. He grabbed it. As soon as the cop pulled out the taser and tries to, as soon as the cop pulls out the taser and tries to fire it or begins to fire it, Lyoya grabs the front of it. Okay. And he's trying to hold it. He's trying to push it down so it doesn't hit him. And it doesn't. It misses twice. So he's pushing it down. He doesn't have his hand on the trigger. He doesn't have anything like that. He's just holding it down. He's just holding the gun down, trying to do that. And the officer's sitting there going, get your hands off the taser, let go of the taser, let go of the taser. That's the whole thing that's going on during this struggle. We are going to look at some of this. Real talk. We are going to look at some of this. Real talk. We are going to look at this footage for ourselves. But I wanted to say this to you guys real quick so that you guys understand what's going on, because it does happen pretty quick. I can't show you to a certain extent or to a certain moment, because the moment that I'm talking about is the most devastating part of the entire video. Okay. But we are going to be looking at this here very shortly. Let me just get through this really quick. So the passenger says he wasn't touching the taser. Well, he was, and it shows in the body cam footage for sure. With Lyoya's face down on the ground, the officer manages to get on top of him. The officer, still telling Lyoya to let go of the taser, then takes out his gun. This is the most important part of all of this. Takes out his firearm and opens fire in the back of Lyoya's head. Yeah. And then instead of him going and saying, hey, doing whatever he needs to resuscitate, administer aid towards Patrick Lyoya, he just steps back and just stands there while he's calling in for backup and telling him that shots have been fired. But he does not go to his aid to see if he had unalived this man or not. I just want to make that abundantly clear. And unfortunately, I can't show you those parts because because of the world we live in right now. And because of it's graphic as hell. Let's just keep it straight funky. But yes, we're going to talk about it here in a second. We're going to look at the footage too. So give me 2 seconds. At a press conference Wednesday afternoon to go over the videos, Winstrom said that the body camera had deactivated because the button that controls the recording function had been pressed down for more than 3 seconds during the struggle. I get that. The man, there's no way. When you see the footage, I don't think it got turned off deliberately. I think the man was literally like tussling, rolling around in the dirt and mud and in the rain with Patrick. So I can see that this body cam turned off, of course. Okay. Winstrom said he estimated based on the video that the two men fought over the taser for approximately 90 seconds. Okay, guys. Okay. So we now know that. Okay. We now know at least a breakdown of what's going on. We're going to look at this. Look at this footage because I think it's the, most definitely the right thing to do. First off. Second off, I just really think that we all need to see it. See a little bit of this footage for ourselves. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to go any further. I'm going to have to stop at a certain point, but you'll understand why. Okay? You'll understand why I'm stopping at a certain point. But let's take a look at this footage as a family. And of course, they're saying of course, this is what they do. They doctor, they redact certain things and blur things out because obviously there's they're trying to protect individuals, so on and so forth. But there's something very interesting about this. I'm wondering if there's a bit of a language barrier, a large language barrier that's going on in this particular story. I don't know if Patrick fully understood what the officer was saying. But then again, I don't know how long he's been in America, how long he's been speaking English, so on and so forth, right? So we're gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys the thing. We're gonna stop at a certain point, and you'll get why. Okay, but you're gonna see it, all angles, cut, all that stuff. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we?
Hey, stay in the car! Stay in the car!
Nelson and Griggs.
Dude, I'm stopping you. You have a license? Do you have a license?
For what?
I'm stopping you. Do you have a license?
What done?
Do you have a driver's license? Do you speak English?
Yes.
Can I see your license?
What that is on?
The plate doesn't belong on this car. Do you have a license or no? Do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Where is it at?
It's in the car.
Get it for me.
What that is on?
The plate does not belong on this car.
Amen. That be my right there, dude. Right there.
Okay, so it looks like right here that's his friend was like, or whoever's in the passenger ride. I don't know what relation he has to Patrick, but at the same time, he reaches to Patrick goes, "Hey, get my license. It's in the glove, I guess." I'm assuming because it's all blurred out, so you can't really see much. But the person in the car is like, maybe he can't find it. So this moment right here is very interesting. There's two mistakes that happen, in my personal opinion, in this next move, which you're going to see right now.
No. Stop.
Here it is.
Stop.
Okay. This is when everything goes to ish. This is when the ish hits the fan, y'all. And we're going to continue. I guarantee you that. But this is the mistake that happened. For Patrick, Patrick made a huge mistake. He should have just said, "Hey, can I go over on the other side and find?" But there's a language barrier. Clearly, he doesn't speak English, maybe not that well. Okay. Maybe you see what I'm saying? Maybe there's a language barrier. He doesn't understand or he doesn't know what to say. So, and maybe he doesn't know the standard procedure of what the protocol is when it comes to getting pulled over by the cops. Maybe he doesn't know those things. I don't know. I don't know Patrick. But one of the biggest mistakes that happened is he starts to walk. He was going to walk around to the other side of the car to look for his license and registration or whatever the cop was asking for, his ID, right? But then here's the other mistake, and it's on the cop side. He takes it from 0 to 2,000 real quick. Check this out.
Put your hands right. Stop.
Okay. I'm going to blow this up a little bit more so you guys can see this a little bit better. But as you can see, homeboy decides that he thinks that Lyoya was about to do something bad. So he just puts his hands on him. And then, of course, Patrick freaks out. And I get it. Language barrier, maybe it's a cultural thing too. I don't know. But at the same time, he reacted he reacted. And the cop instantly thought like he was going around around the front of the car to what? Grab the heater in the glove? Like, I don't know. I I don't know. But I think that there was full on language barrier, a language issue. And I think it also is a cultural issue as well. He's not from this country. He may not know standard procedure of when you get pulled over. He got out of the car. He instantly got out of the car when he got pulled over instead of actually staying in the car. Now, I don't know if that's something that's a cultural thing in other countries or from where he's from. But at the same time, that was the mistake also I forgot to point out, that he got out of the car. Why did he get out of the car? He should have just stayed in the damn car. But I do feel like this officer should not have been hands-on so quickly on this man like this. But let's continue on.
1915. You got one running. North south. North south. Stop. Stop.
Different angles.
Okay.
Stop. Stop.
Okay.
Get your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Hands behind your back.
You good, right?
Get your hands behind your back.
Okay.
1950. Card.
Good, but man, yo, what's up, man?
Stop.
Okay.
Stop resisting.
No, he good. He not resisting nothing, bro.
Yo, come on,
man, get the key. I'm gonna do it to him.
Here we go. He misses, but see, he's grabbing. He doesn't have his finger on the trigger. Clearly, the cop has the gun, his finger on the trigger. He has full control as far as being able to pull the trigger and all that stuff on that taser. Look at that real quick. He has his hands on the taser because he doesn't want to get tased. Just saying.
Let go of the taser.
What's the problem?
Let go of the taser.
No, like he good. Like you can talk to him, bro.
Okay. During the tussle. So you see right here, during the tussle, body cam turns off, gets deactivated. But you can see he's not touching the body cam. He's busy on top of trying to control and detain this man, Patrick. So there's no shadiness, in my personal opinion, going down with the body cam footage. Okay. We're only going to go for a little bit longer and then I'm stopping, okay?
Yeah. Like he good, bro. Like, can you talk to him like good? Like, can you? Yeah. Stop grabbing him like that. No, he good like for real. Yo, you hit him too. Hit that shit, bro.
Let go of the taser.
No, he ain't got no taser. I see that.
Let go of the taser.
Okay. I'm going to stop here in a second, just giving you guys a fair warning. He's there, pulls out his gun. That's enough. That's where we're stopping. Pulls out his gun, then says, let go of the taser, and fires one round. One round in the back of this young man's head. Then he ends up getting up, stepping back, obviously catching his breath, telling everybody to back up, get away. all that stuff, and calls in whoever he needs to call in to tell him that shots were fired, so on and so forth. But he does not run to this man's aid to make sure he's okay or anything like that, to check vitals, nothing. He steps back and he does nothing except just stand there. And I understand most likely shock. I'm sure it was shock. I'm sure it was, I mean, you name it. I'm sure he wasn't expecting to do anything of that sort, but or something like this to ever happen like this. But you clearly see in the video once it all goes down, you can clearly see that his life escaped his body as soon as he pulled the trigger. I mean, it's devastating. It's absolutely devastating. It's devastating. And there's a lot of people out here, absolutely, Tyler. There are a lot of family members and people out here protesting in Michigan right now as we speak. And they're basically saying this, that it was an execution. Absolutely. Pulls out his firearm and opens fire in the back of his head. How does that work? You know, things like this are very frustrating. And Zozo Bob just said he's from the Congo. That's what's up. Thank you so much. So there may be there's a language barrier. There may be a cultural barrier as well. The full-on misunderstanding going on in this situation. He may have thought it was okay for him to go around to the other side of the car. I understand the part of the cop going, hey, he might be going over there to grab a firearm. He could be going over there to grab a weapon. I don't know. I don't know this dude from a can of paint. So I do understand that piece too, but there could have been other things like communication. He could have been like, sir, where are you going? Stop. Sir, stop. Where are you going? You see what I'm saying? There's other things that could have gone down instead of him just grabbing him and starting a tussle. But then the tussle happens, and then the mistake that happens is he starts to resist arrest. That's the mistake on his end. He starts to run. He starts to do all this stuff. That is a mistake on his and on Patrick's end. He didn't have to run. He didn't need to run. The reaction that he had was not the right reaction, unfortunately. But there is no reason for this cop to pull out his firearm and pull the trigger at point blank range in the back of that young man's head, period. Then also the other thing is, too, the guy that was in the car, his friend, you could hear that he had an accent as well, so he was foreign as well. Why wasn't the friend, and I'm not putting the blame on the friend, but I wonder why didn't the friend say anything like maybe translate to for the officer? Maybe he didn't understand, put your hands behind your back or get on the ground. You know what I mean? Any of those things, maybe those commands he did not get. Why didn't his friend speak to him and say, calm down in his own language? So that maybe he would understand. Like I said, I'm not putting the blame on the friend, but it just makes you wonder. He pulls out the phone, he's recording, but I feel like there was a misunderstanding going on. And I'm like, man, maybe somebody needs to say something. There's a misunderstanding going on. But at the same time, regardless, his friend did the right thing by pulling out his phone and filming this situation, because now they have evidence. Why does a cop need to pull out a gun and open fire at point blank range if a man is already on the ground? You're on top of him. Yes, he may have this taser in his hand. Maybe he has it. Maybe at that point, because at one point you could see he was holding the taser, but it makes you wonder, was there anything left in there? I don't know tasers. I don't know how many times you can shoot them. I thought it was just 2 shots and it's over, right? Then it's useless. You got to put another cartridge in the taser, correct? So If it was like that, why would this officer feel that he was going to use this? Why would an officer decide to pull out a gun and use deadly force on a weapon that was on a taser that at this point is just a plastic gun or a plastic toy? It's useless now. So why would he do that? But then again, I'm not an officer. I'm not the law. And that's something I just would love to get a better understanding on, because it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. That was a plastic toy. That was a squirt gun, for crying out loud. At this point, he already discharged it twice, so it's done. You know? Somebody just said, Bruce Babb, thank you so much for the comment on YouTube. He had the taser. The jury will find him not guilty if it goes to court. We need to stop playing these games when it comes to the police. You know, see, that's the thing, man. Like, yes, he shouldn't have ran. I'm the first one to sit there and say that. Don't run. You will end up, I'm sorry, but you will end up a hashtag 9 times out of 10 nowadays. These guys are out here pulling triggers like it's the Wild Wild West, like they you know what I'm saying? It's insane. Okay, it's insane. Like Dirty Harry up in this biznaye. Don't do that. I understand that maybe there's a language barrier with this gentleman, but there's a part of me that's like, yo, man, you know for a fact, if you're in America and you've been watching enough stuff on the George Floyd stuff to everything, you already know that these men and women in blue don't play. They just don't play, y'all. Period. Don't run. Don't resist arrest. There's no point in doing it. You will lose 100% of the time. Now, somebody was asking real quick before I go to this. I'll just say this really quick. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Local Trees. Thank you, my brother. Support. Thank you so much. I do appreciate the support and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, for y'all, I appreciate every super chat. Please join, hit that join button, be a part of the conversation, be a part of the family members. And of course, I have my Patreon as well. Jump on there as well. Support. I'd really, really appreciate it. But anyway, I was saying, like, you know for a fact that doesn't matter how many ways you do this, you will either get brutally like injured or you will die. I'm sorry. You will be unalive. And then next thing you know, there are going to be people out here marching and protesting on your behalf because of all this stuff. And yes, they will always seem to choose deadly force before anything else, before a conversation. We've seen it time and time again, ladies and germs. It is frustrating. It's very frustrating. And these are the reasons why I don't like covering these kinds of stories, because they break my heart. All these things, they break my bloody heart every single time in every story. I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. It is a tale as old as time. It'll be something, this, that, and the third. It just may be a different angle, just a little bit different. This man did not need to die. Even if he was resisting arrest, even if he was running from the cops, he shouldn't be dead right now. And unfortunately, he is. Now, somebody was asking earlier, why was he barefoot? Well, he was wearing slides earlier. I think they were leather, like nice leather slides. He was wearing slides earlier, but because he ran, and as he was running, the cop grabbed him and threw him to the ground, right? As soon as he got thrown to the ground, one of the slides flew off. So that's why he was barefoot, because of the whole tussle. During the tussle, his slides fell off. He tried to run in slides. He tried to run away from 5-0 in slides. No, it's a recipe for disaster. I'm just letting you know. So, yeah. This is a devastating story. I totally understand why people are protesting in Michigan right now as we speak. He does need justice. He shouldn't have been unalived execution style, because that's exactly what happened to this young man. Patrick Lyoya, 26 years old, is now no longer on this planet because a cop decided to pull his gun out because he believed that taser, which was empty at that point, was a deadly weapon, and decided to pull out his gun and open fire at point blank range in the back of this man's head. If there's any more developing information, developing stories and all that stuff, you know for a fact I'll be talking about it as well. Okay? Before we go into this next story, because the next story is much lighter, and I wanted to leave the show on a little bit lighter of a note. Okay, so we will be getting into that. I just wanted to read this. Latif, what's up, man? So how do you decide what your odds are when gambling with your life against mother lovers like that? Run, sit, which would have been safer for him? Sitting. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Sitting. He should have just sat or whatever. Leaned up against his car and just sat and just sit there. Now, they said that his license plates were not matching his car. That's why they pulled this man over, which is obviously terrible, pretty bad. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that he's out here selling drugs or, out to do no bad. No, he's not out here doing some bad out here. He was just doing his thing. That doesn't mean that he's a criminal, but God knows what it is. For a fact, as this story starts to come out more and people start to talk about this a lot, they're going to call him everything except a child of God. Watch. And of course, they're going to run toxicology reports to see what's going on, maybe if there was something in his system, so on and so forth, because some people are going to look at that body cam footage and go, oh, he's acting a little strange. He's acting a little strange. But I feel like the way he's looking at this, or the way he's processing it, it's almost like he's translating in his head what the cop is saying to him, and he's trying to understand what the cop is saying. But like I said, mistake number one that started off this whole thing bad was when he came out of the car. Period. When he walked out of the car, that's a recipe for disaster. And instead of him staying in the ride, that's why the cop came at him aggressive, because he was just like, get back in the car. He wasn't listening. Then all of a sudden it was, do you even speak English? Do you speak English? Let me see your stuff. License or registration. Do you speak English? He was instantly ready. As soon as the dude got out of the car. That was the biggest mistake. Right there when he got out the damn car, man. Damn. He shouldn't have done that. Real talk. I'm sorry. But that part he shouldn't have done. But that cop should not have pulled out that gun. Period. Okay? Real talk. What's up, Grizzly True Crime? Hello. Thank you so much for coming in and being part of the show. Appreciate it. But real talk, I'm not taking the cop side, but I am going to state the obvious here. And the obvious is right there. It's clear as day. He shouldn't have gotten out of the car. But as soon as he did, that's when the cop automatically thinks that this man is up to no good. Next thing you know, he's sitting there getting all the cop is getting all Brody. You know what I mean? He's rustling his own feathers. He's about to peacock. You know what I mean? So he's like, oh, I need to establish dominance because I don't know what this man's about to do. So where's your stuff? Do you speak English? Let me see your ID. ID, sir. ID now. Language barrier. Maybe a misunderstanding. You can see he's still kind of processing it in his head. He talks to his friend like, yo, my itch is in there, man. Go get it. And he's like, I don't know where it is. And then he's like, all right. And instead of him going, excuse me, sir, I got to go around to the car, to the other side of the car. Is that okay? Because it's in the glove. You can come with me, but I need to get into the glove. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't have that ability to speak to him in that way. So he just walks. All of a sudden, the cop, who has been unidentified, by the way, which I don't like that either. That's that ish I don't like. All right. He goes and just grabs him. Wait, sir. And then all of a sudden, everything goes to ish. Still, no matter what, man ran. I got you. But he should not put the gun in the back of his head. Period. I'm not with that. Taser was a block of plastic at this point. It was already fired twice, so it's useless now. That's it. You have to reload it and all that stuff. You think that man had time, Patrick, while this cop is on top of him? You think that he had time to find the cartridge, reload, and then fire it at the cop while he's face in the mud, chest on the ground, face in the mud? How is he going to be able to do this? You got a cop on top of you. You're struggling. How are you going to be able to reload and then fire this way? Not possible. So it was it could have been a block of cheese at this point. It's useless in their tussle. But this cop still felt like he was threatened. Pulled out his gun and made the executive decision for execution. I'm not with it, y'all. I'm not with it. It's sad. So, may this man rest in peace. He didn't need to be taken this way. And I get why people are out here in these streets protesting, because that was most definitely an execution. There are other stories that I have not talked about on this show where there have been young men that have been shot point blank range, back of the head, over misunderstandings. There's one kid, young teenager, scared for his life himself. The kid ended up becoming a tussle. The whole thing, they got down to the ground. A gun had gone off because I guess the kid was scared because he had a gun on him. The gun went off, shooting him in the leg, if I'm correct. Cop got scared, and they were like on the side. They were laying on the side. The cop is behind the young boy. He pulls out the gun during this tussle because he thinks that this kid is going to try to shoot him, and he just bang, takes the kid out. I'm just saying, this is a tale as old as time, y'all. So may his family find peace during this turbulent time. And it's terrible that he's no longer here. It's terrible. How he went should not have been how he went. But anyway, guys, please hit that like button down below. Do not forget to hit that like button. Send those likes all the way up. I'd love to see it go past 200 likes. I'd really appreciate it, okay? We're going to be going into our next big story of the day. But please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. It would be really great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. But we're going to go into this next story, okay? Yeah, I know a lot of y'all going, well, what are you talking about? You're just talking about Will Smith all the time. Well, no, I talk about other things, but I'm trying to get you guys in to hear the stories. You see what I'm doing here? Come on now, because there's other stories that are going on in the world that you need to know about, that you need to be savvy on, up to snuff, whatever the hell you want to call it. You feel me? Not just this main topic that I'm going to talk about, okay? I'm trying to educate y'all, okay? So, our next story is very interesting. This whole thing of, obviously I've been talking about it for a long time. Took some days off to talk about other things, which was a blessing, okay? But there have been new information, new developments going around this whole thing, and now it's starting to turn into a damn circus, and you're going to see why right now. Chris Rock's brother, Kenny Rock, is now challenging Will Smith to a boxing match because he smacked Chris Rock at the Oscars. Yeah. Like, what the hell? Okay? Like, what in the hell? All right? Because, well, I get it. I get having your boys back. I get having your families back. But now, to me, this is turning into a freak show. This is now turning into a circus. You got people out here going, yeah, you got Jake Paul. Funny that I mentioned Jake Paul and I say a circus. But Jake Paul is now sitting there trying to get behind this kinds of stuff. Being like, hey, man, if they want to get into a tussle, I'll throw a couple bags on it right now to make this whole thing go down. Real talk. Things are getting really ridiculous, including Kenny Rock, Chris Rock's brother, saying that he wants to get into a full-on fight. Okay? And, of course, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Will Smith's boy, his partner, when there was Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff, yeah, he has some things to say about the slap as well. So we're going to go into this here right now, which is very interesting. Here we go. So Chris Rock's younger brother, Kenny Rock, has challenged Will Smith to a boxing match in the wake of Will Smith's smack on the comic at the Academy Awards. Kenny, 42, appeared alongside celebrity boxing promoter Damon Feldman in New York City on Tuesday, telling TMZ he has drawn up a contract for a potential match should Smith decide to accept his offer. I mean, do you really think Will Smith is going to take this offer? I'm going to tell you this. Hell to the no. He ain't going to do this. You out of your damn mind. He ain't going to sit there and go, well, yeah, I'll fight you. Man, come on. He's in some luxurious rehab center right now doing yoga poses and you know what I mean? Like, this is stupid. Okay? But the open contract Kenny signed was a match slated to take place at Charles F. Dodge City Center in Florida on June 11th. There he is. I mean, we already know who Will Smith is, but that's Kenny on the left, okay, of your screen. That's Kenny on the left of your screen. And you can see that he's already going, oh, I'm too fast. I'm too pretty. I'm too fast. Look at these hands. Interesting. I should get in the ring with Will Smith, Kenny said. I could take him down. I'll let the hands do the talking. All right, then. All right. So, Kenny told the outlet that he's been texting and talking with Chris, 57, who is doing great weeks after the incident. Obviously, let's be real. Chris Rock is making the monies. He's securing them bags right now. He's doing just fine. Kenny expressed skepticism over the 10-year ban Will Smith received from the Academy Awards last week after slapping the comedian during the March 27th show. We have to see if he's actually going to get the 10-year ban, Kenny said. After 3 years, they might think we'll forget about it and then slot him in. We have to make sure that these people do what they say they're going to do. Now, here's the thing. I agree with that. I completely agree with Kenny with that. I do think that it's going to turn into a whole, we're just going to, we'll just relinquish the sanctions after 3-4 years for good behavior. I mean, it's a little much. Let's just let him free. Set him free. It'll be all right. And no one remembers now. We're already busy on this other scandal and this other tabloid. So, let's talk about something else. Right? Let's just bring, it'll be fine. They won't even notice anything. They won't notice anything at all. Okay. So, he's out here posing and stuff, man, for real. Like, he's really what is he trying to do, man? To me, I'm like, he's literally just clout chasing on this. This is ridiculous to me. This is absolutely ridiculous. Wow. Okay. Kenny said that he doubted that Rock accepted the apology from Smith when he issued an apology towards Rock on social media following the encounter, adding that he didn't want to bring it up when speaking to his brother. Kenny was asked about comments his other brother, Tony Rock, 47, made following the Oscars, as Tony told the Los Angeles Times that he was troubled by the physical attack on his sibling in front of a worldwide audience. It eats at me watching it over and over and over again, because you've seen a loved one being attacked and there's nothing you can do about it, Tony told the paper on April 4th. Every time I'm watching the videos, it's like a rendition that keeps going over and over in my head. My brother was no threat to him, and you just had no respect for him at that moment. You just belittled him in front of millions of people that watch the show. He also said he doesn't blame Tony, who said that the Motion Picture Arts and Sciences should take away the Best Actor award from Smith for winning his portrayal of Richard Williams in King Richard, and for taking it kind of personally. In the wake of the incident, Smith's former musical collaborator, this is interesting too, DJ Jazzy Jeff, 57, came to his defense while appearing on Thursday at Chicago's Dorian's Through the Record Shop for a closed sessions legend conversation. DJ Jazzy Jeff said that Smith's slap of Rock was due to an uncharacteristic lapse of judgment on Smith's part that he likely regrets. There's DJ Jazzy Jeff having a great time. It's nice to see him not getting thrown out the front door of, getting thrown out the front door. Usually we're seeing him getting thrown out the front door. Nobody remember that from Fresh Prince of Bel? Never mind. Moving on. Okay. But yes, they have been friends for a very, very long time. Okay. He says, don't get it twisted. That was something he was proud of. It was a lapse of judgment, The musical artist who was half of the Grammy Award-winning tandem, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, said in a clip that was published on WGCI Chicago's Instagram page. He added, I think the thing that I realize is that I don't know too many people that has had at least the least amount of lapse of judgment than him. I can name 50 times that he should have smacked the ish out of somebody and he didn't. So for him to have a lapse of judgment, he's human. And I think a lot of criticism comes from the people who don't think people like that are human. So obviously we already know about the exchange, the slap heard around the world and all that stuff. But he's basically saying, hey, man, this dude right here is human and everyone should chill the F out. This is my boy. I ain't never seen him lose his mind, not never. And okay, yes, it was a mistake. It happened. But what are you gonna do? He's human. He made a mistake. This is not something that he does every single day. He doesn't roll out of bed and go, oh, I just feel like smacking the hell out of somebody today. No. He even said, there are so many other times I've seen him be disrespected or where I feel like he would have just flown off, just gone off, just straight off. And he hasn't. So instead of everybody jumping on him, just realize that this man is human, a flesh and blood a maid. So why get on his ass and ridicule him and chastise him and bury him under the ground for this one thing? Well, here it is. I agree with what DJ Jazzy Jeff is saying. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We do stupid things, and we all have lapse of judgment in our lives. Probably way more than we'd like to even admit. But this is a particular situation where this was not at the family cookout. This was not at home chilling with your friends and family. This was on international television where everyone can see what he was doing. They're watching. We are all of us, all the bloggers, commentators, news junkets, all that. We are watching that show with a fine-tooth comb because we're trying to find stories to talk about. We're trying to find what's that next thing that people are going to be talking about at that particular event. And he decides to have his lapse of judgment right then and there. I'm telling you, not the greatest thing for him to do. Very stupid move, in my personal opinion. Very stupid move. Lapse of judgment any other time. So many other opportunities where you could just act a damn fool and show that ass. But no, you decide to do it right then and there. Internationally. It's a bad move. It's a very, very bad move. But yes, we are all human. We deserve second, third, 15 tries. We all have gotten those too. Guarantee you, we all have our mistakes that we have done over and over and over again. And we've asked several times for forgiveness or another shot or another opportunity to make up for the wrong that you did to that person or in that situation. We all have those things. Babe, I'm sorry. I promise you I'll be better. And then you go back and you do it again. And you make that same mistake all over again. And guess what? Within the power of forgiveness, people are able to forgive you so that you can go and try to fix the wrong or whatever. Why? Because that's what love is, right? And that's what forgiveness is. So I feel in a way, it's the same thing with Will Smith. He needs to be forgiven at some point. He does. I mean, it's been well over almost 3 weeks now. It's been almost 3 weeks now. At some point, the need for forgiveness needs to happen. But then it's what he does from this point on. How he reacts, how he is out here in these streets, how he conducts himself, how he continues to show how much he's changed. From that one moment, here it is though. What if this really was just this one time where he just snapped? This one time. Let's just say, I don't think it was only one time. I think he's had many, many other times where he's just lost his ish. I'm going to be real. I guarantee you. All right. He has just lost his ish at other times. I just don't think it's been out on TV. But I do think he has had his lapse of judgment as well. He is human. But let's say this time is what we see. Cool. Fine. Cool. We understand. Well, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? It's also what you do after the mistake. If you're just self-righteous and thinking that you did nothing wrong, defiant, putting out callous apologies, instead of actually going, listen, y'all, my bad. He's had many opportunities to just do what he needs to do, which is say, lo siento. That's all he needs to do. But he hasn't done that yet. And that's what's sad. That's what's sad. And then, of course, that's why we've had multiple stories, multiple videos, multiple lives, multiple discussions, not only on just this platform, but on many other platforms as well, where people have been talking about this thing. Because it's crazy to see someone like this lose their damn minds. But I do think that he needs to seek forgiveness. That's the number one thing. Number one with a bullet, y'all. He needs to be on the redemption tour right now. He needs to be on that route and that path for reconciliation, for forgiveness. He just hasn't done it yet. And when he's ready, he will do it, because he's not going to be able to work in that town or anywhere else until he actually fully says, I am sorry, guys. What I did was wrong. That's kind of what he needs to do more than anything in the world. That's most definitely something that he needs to do. And I hope he does it soon. I really hope he does it soon. But I know that you guys have been wanting to know or see some things as far as Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. We will be going into those things this evening. So be sure to tune in because I will be looking into those things without a shadow of a doubt. I will be doing a night show, but I think I'm going to be doing that night show here tonight. Because we're still dealing with some technical issues over there, and I just want a good clean show with y'all. So we will be going through a few things with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, and talking about all of that. Okay. Yehuda that's funny. Yehuda said, hell yeah, he had a lapse of judgment before he married Jada, didn't he? Bruh. See, shoot, he in trouble. You know what I'm saying? He in trouble, but hey, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm interested to see what Chris Rock has to say. Well, whenever he does talk, I really am interested to see what he has to say about all that, because I'm sure it's going to be very funny, very, very funny. But like I said, tonight. Or later on this evening, I might be doing the show a little bit earlier so I can get some decent rest tonight. But I'll let you guys know in the community forum, also on Discord and on my Twitter, just so you guys know when I'm going to go live. I might be on a few hours earlier than 7 Central Standard Time. Okay, so I can just get a few things taken care of. Okay, but anyway, guys. I appreciate all y'all for being on. I really do appreciate it. Real talk. We got so much to talk about. There's so many other stories that are popping off, and we are going to be talking about that for sure. But one other thing, thank you so much, Mr. T, my boy T. Please go over to my secondary channel. It's the Pascal Show Clips. Please, please, please go over there and hit that subscribe button over there. I'd really, really appreciate it. I'm working to get to 1,000 subscribers over there, but I'm taking clips from the actual full broadcast that I do here and putting them over there as well. Also, maybe, one thing, maybe you guys can help me on this. I am looking for an editor. I am currently looking for an editor that can help me cut out pieces, because it is a lot of work. And I just don't have a whole lot of time to do everything and continue to give you guys the stories that you need for the day. So if you guys know of any editors and all, or any of that sort, please holla at your boy. Let me know what's good, because I'm definitely looking for somebody. Simple stuff, cut things out, and so I can get those uploaded on the secondary channel as well. Every 5 seconds, there's something new breaking that I have to hop on and break the story with you guys. So I need that second in command that can help me just cut things out with ease and just bang them out. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I appreciate all y'all. I appreciate all y'all for being on. You guys have been really, really incredible. What a great show. Very simple, easy show. But I appreciate all y'all for being on. Like I said, we will be covering the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff, because there's been a lot of crazy stuff that's been going on. We are going to be talking about that later on today. So be on the lookout for that, okay? So I will see you guys very, very soon. Much love to all y'all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next show. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.